So we are back in beautiful Puerto Vallarta on the Malecón, and today we're asking people if they think that Derek Chauvin is going to be acquitted or found guilty. I'm also asking people what outcome they would like to see. Do you want to see Derek Chauvin guilty or acquitted? My personal opinion, I think based on the facts presented in the case, based on a purely legal perspective, I think reasonable doubt was established, and I think that Derek Chauvin is going to be acquitted. However, given the spotlight on this case, as well as the social pressure to find Derek Chauvin guilty, I think the jurors are going to have a hard time acquitting Derek Chauvin. But if truth and justice must prevail, I don't see how they can find him guilty of all charges. I think he's going to be acquitted of some charges, maybe found guilty of one, but this is a crazy case, and no matter what happens, people are going to be upset on either side. Where are you guys from?
Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh boy. Have you been keeping up with the trial at all?
Yes. A little bit, but we've been on vacation for part of it too.
So you've tried to tune out a little bit, but it's kind of hard, right? Based on what you've seen with the trial, what's your prediction? Will Derek Chauvin be acquitted or guilty?
Guilty.
So you think based on all the facts presented, he's going to be found guilty?
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Now, a lot of people are saying that reasonable doubt might have been established, but because of the social pressure of the case, they might have no choice but to go guilty. In your heart, what do you guys want to see the outcome as?
I want to see him guilty. And there's no doubt he's guilty. I'm positive. 100% watching those videos, listening to the experts, there's no doubt.
And are you concerned at all for the state of Minnesota?
It's been quite peaceful, fortunately, while the trial has been going on. But unfortunately, there was another police shooting of a black
Dwante Wright.
Yeah. So that didn't help at all.
Right.
I think things are okay the last I heard, which was probably yesterday. If they get a guilty verdict, I think it'll be fine.
Okay, so that's what you guys are hoping for. Yep. Thank you. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Have you been keeping up at all with the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trial?
Yes.
How do you think it's going to go based on the legal facts presented during the case?
Because he's a cop, I think it's not going to go in the favor that the American public want. But based upon the evidence, he looks guilty.
In your heart, what would you like to see the outcome as? Guilty or acquitted?
Guilty.
Where are you guys from?
Alaska, Fairbanks.
Oh, awesome. Much hotter down here, right?
Much.
Have you guys been keeping up with the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trial?
Yes, I have.
Based on the facts that have been presented so far in the trial, what is your prediction for how it's going to go?
He should be acquitted of all charges, and that's about it.
So you think reasonable doubt was established?
Definitely more than reasonable doubt.
Okay. And if you were a juror, how would you pick? Would you pick acquitted or guilty?
Acquitted.
About Maxine Waters, what do you think?
Well, I think she blew it today when she called out the troops. Ask him; he's more eloquent
she called
than
on
I
the
am.
people to revolt if the decision wasn't made to charge him for the crime, which is stupid.
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
And so
It tainted the jury pool, just with what she said. And they refused to sequester the jury, so they heard all this stuff.
Do you think that if Derek Chauvin is found innocent or acquitted of the charges, America's going to have a problem in some Democratic cities with riots and protests?
They're going to have problems regardless. They're just looking for a reason to riot.
Yeah. Opportunists.
Yep.
And where are you from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Also, welcome to Puerto Vallarta. Have you been keeping up with the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trial?
Yes, I have.
Based on the facts presented in the case, how do you predict it's going to go?
Guilty as sin.
Guilty as sin. And if you were a juror, how would you go?
Definitely guilty. Definitely third-degree murder.
And are you worried about the U.S. if he is acquitted?
No, because this shit always happens. So if that happens, it'll be nothing new to us.
So you're kind of expecting it to go either way?
I'm leaning I'm trying to be optimistic. Hopefully we get justice this time.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Texas.
Well, what part of Texas?
Houston, Texas.
So have you guys been keeping up with the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trial?
Yes.
Okay. Based on the facts of the case, how do you think it's going to go? Do you think he's going to be guilty or acquitted?
I kind of think he might be acquitted.
Okay, so you're worried that he might get acquitted.
Really.
Now, in your heart, which way would you like it to go? Do you think Derek should be found guilty or acquitted?
I actually think he should be found guilty. Just from watching the trial, all of the evidence presented, I think he should be found guilty, but hey, that's me.
And what do you think will happen to the Democrat cities in America if he is acquitted?
If he is acquitted,
If Derek walks, what happens to Minneapolis, Chicago, New York?
I don't think it'll be very good.
Right? That's you with the flag of Israel.
That's right.
Are you Jewish?
I am.
Me too, Mexican Jew. They call me a
Sephardic Jew.
They call me a jalapeno. You like that, Mexican Jew, right?
You know you're wearing a kippah, right?
That's right, that's right. Where are you from?
Woodland Park, Colorado.
So my first question is, based on the facts presented in the Derek Chauvin case, do you think he's going to be acquitted or found guilty?
Found guilty.
You think he's going to be found guilty? And if you were a juror on the case, which way would you go? Guilty or acquitted?
From what I've seen of it, I would say he's guilty.
Okay. And the third question is, some people think that Derek Chauvin may be acquitted. If he's acquitted and he's free to walk, what do you think is going to happen to the Democratic cities?
They're gonna burn him.
Do you think it's going to get crazy?
Oh, it's gonna get ugly.
Worse than the LA riots in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
Hi, little baby. Before I get into it, where are you from?
I'm from California.
Have you been following the George Floyd Derek Chauvin case?
I've been following it a reasonable extent.
Okay.
I have been, here in Mexico for the past few days, so I've been trying to tune out from the inundation of, media.
And I'm here tuning you right back in.
Yeah, there you go.
So, based on what you've seen or heard, how do you predict that this is going to go? Will Derek be acquitted or found guilty?
I've had ups and downs of what I think might happen. Honestly, I thought the amount of video evidence paired with the amount of public attention that this case has got and the massive movement that it's caused to swell in our nation and across the world. Oh, hands down, of course. Everyone's going to be able to see. But, the defense is being paid very well, and crazier things have happened,
Yep.
And I'm choosing to believe that it won't, but I do believe there's a reasonable possibility he could be found not guilty.
And how, if you could choose the outcome, would you go guilty or acquit him of the charges?
I would definitely say that he should be found guilty.
Okay. And what do you think is going to happen to the U.S. if he's found innocent and gets to walk away a free man?
If he gets to walk away a free man, I think that, as we saw right after his death, and actually after the video came out, because it came out quite a bit afterwards, there was, tons of civil unrest, but that was paired with being in one of the heights of the pandemic.
Yep.
And everyone talks about that's a perfect storm for the everything that happened.
Yep.
But, maybe now enough time has passed that people are able to separate themselves from that emotion. And
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This was probably the most romantic place I've done an interview today. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're right in the ocean. Look at this, guys. You can't see it, but you could hear it.